Well, 142 years ago, the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 was signed by then President Chester Arthur.
It mostly impacted Chinese immigrants living here in San Francisco, denying adults the right to work, but also denying Chinese children from attending school. But it was an 8-year-old Chinese-American girl who fought the system. Her story now found on the pages of a children's book written by Bay Area attorney turned author.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak to her about teaching the next generation about one of the most overlooked civil rights battles right here in our state's history.
With her prized work in hand, a moment of butterflies for Tracy Hahn, whose journey as a children's book author coming full circle.
Yeah, I am a little nervous, but I'm excited.
Taking the floor and reading to the more than 200 students at San Francisco's Spring Valley Elementary School.
San Francisco didn't allow Chinese children in its schools. Mama and I went anyway.
That moment, 4 years in the making, putting passion to paper, titled Mamie Tape Fights to Go to School.
Mama always said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
The book, more than just a story, but a critical piece of San Francisco history.
Local history, but more than that, it's really American history.
The pages following the true life story of 8-year-old Mamie Tape, a Chinese-American girl who in the year of 1885 tried to enroll in school but was denied because of discrimination.
Papa said most Americans didn't want Chinese people working here, settling down and raising children who would need to go to school.
It is a case Tracy discovered while working as an attorney.
And I was researching Asian American civil rights cases, and I came across Mamie's case, Tape v. Hurley, and I was really surprised that I had not heard of it or heard of Mamie before.
That's when she started down the archive rabbit hole.
We were talking months and months of research.
Even in the 1880s, Mamie Tape was well covered by local newspapers, her case eventually making it to the High Court.
So this is a copy of the actual California Supreme Court decision in Mamie's case, Tape v. Hurley. Mamie won her case, and the court actually ordered the school to admit her into the school, but they were still able to find ways to circumvent that and prevent Mamie from attending school there.
That school, Spring Valley Elementary, where nearly 140 years after an 8-year-old Chinese-American girl was denied enrollment.
So that's Mamie Tape when she was 8 years old.
Students at that same school listening with ears wide open about Mamie Tape's story.
If Mamie Tape wasn't here, most of us wouldn't be here. It tells about the history of our school, how the Chinese couldn't come, but now, because of Mamie Tape, they can.
For Tracy Hahn, a piece of history with a personal connection.
And so I kind of felt almost a duty to tell her story. And so I feel like, you know, hopefully she'd be glad and proud of being able to share that here at the school today.
The story coming full circle at the school where it all began, and hopefully where the fight for justice will finally come to an end.
And because of the Supreme Court ruling, it was only a partial victory for Mamie Tape, although she was denied enrollment, though, at Spring Valley Elementary because of, quote, technicalities. It did force the city to open the segregated Chinese primary school in 1885, which still stands today, now called the Gordon Lau Elementary School. And tomorrow, Tracy Hahn will present her children's book to students at that school. Oh. But it's amazing to think that Spring Valley Elementary School is the oldest school in San Francisco. Yeah. And despite this a bit of a dark past, they really do embrace this history, and they teach it to the kids, because it's an important part of history, especially for the city of San Francisco.
And it was my favorite part was watching the kids listen to her story and how they totally understood what was happening and how important it was.
It's funny because when she first came in, I thought, okay, this is a way too complex subject. Yeah. They totally got it.
Yes.
They totally got the story.
Yeah. No, it's a wonderful story. Thanks for doing that.
You.
Well done. All right, we'll be bringing you special stories like this all month long. You can find them all on our website, kpix.com.